Hello, everybody. Today I'm just making some pork rings. Excuse my hands. I boil these with salt and spices, whatever spices you like. And here is my partner, as always, making sure that I do things right. Yes, big stretch. So what I did is just boil them with water, salt, garlic, pinch of cumin, whatever spices you wish to put, you boil it. And then once it's cooked, then you can either put the whole thing, but I just cut them in half because they're kind of big. I don't know if I find the big one. I left one. Well, it's not that big, but I left it because it was not so, this one here. Kind of folded. You get my point. They come long, so I cut them in half. And now that they're finished boiling, I just took them out. That was yesterday, which I should have filmed. But anyways, it's simple. You boil it in water with salt and your spices. And once it's cooked, you take them each one out in a separate bowl, let it cool down. But this is the next day. So now I'm going to put it in my air fryer, which is the most healthiest way to make this instead of frying it. And another, you save yourself a big mess because when you fry, it will jump, the skin will start bubbling and it will burst and it will jump all over your kitchen unless you want to do it outside. You can do it outside in a big like a wok, let's say, and then fry it in there outside though. If it jumps outside the oil, whatever, because your stove will be beautifully dirty. Okay, so let's get started. And my friend here is making sure I'm going to do things right? Yeah, really? I'm going to do it for you? Huh? I know you like it, eh? Yes, you smell something, don't you? You're making sure I do things right. He's still is wagging. He's smelling. All right, so let's put it in the air fryer. So this is my air fryer. Well, I'm sure you guys have seen the other air fryers, which I do have, but I'm going to use this one because I can see through it. Since I have it, why not use it, right? So I'm just going to line them up straight, like try to stand them up like so, right? I'm going to try to make sure they stand up so the skin is on the top. So I'm going to put this at 400. We'll see. It's not my first time doing this, so you have to do it for like 30 minutes and then let it cool down. I'm trying to make them stand up. It's going to be difficult. So this is the big one, which is not so big. It's kind of broken off. So I said, let me just leave it. So it will go in the middle. I'm trying to film with one hand. It's kind of hard, especially when you don't have someone to help you film. Okay, so I did my best and straightened them out. It looks okay. So what I did is I also sprinkle a little bit of salt on top of them when you're starting to air fry, because even though I boiled it with salt or spices, once we take it out and it cools down and everything, then we sprinkle just a very lightly some salt just on one side. I don't do both sides, but I've seen people do it both sides. I only do one side. It's not necessary that much salt. So now I'm going to close this and turn it on. And this is my boss, as always, making sure that I'm cooking, or whenever I start to do something in the kitchen, he's making sure. He sits there and it's like he's like my guard dog when I'm cooking. It seems like he understood and he left. He walked away. He's not friendly with cameras. I think he knows that I'm filming him. Otherwise, he would sit there and stare at me until I'm finished cooking. He will always be my company when I'm cooking. Either he's sitting or he's laying waiting until I'm done cooking. All right, so I'm going to put it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And this is old. I have it for a long time, many years. Then we're going to put it for 400. Let's put it for 400 for 30 minutes. And once that's set, then we push this down. And that's how it works. And it turns on. So that is going to cook for 30 minutes. And then I will let it cool down. And then again, I will put it for 450 Fahrenheit for another maybe 20 minutes. Because it should be crispy by then. The only downfall, which I don't really mind, is that when you do the pork rings, well, it's not called pork rings. Why am I saying pork rings? It's called chicharron. Chicharron, this is what you see in TikTok when they're crunching and whatever, eating with guacamole. Well, they fry it in oil, in lard, let me put it that way. but I'm doing it the healthy way. So this is the healthiest way I can think of because it has a lot of fat, right? So this is, for me, it's the healthiest way. So then I'll be back once it's done. All right, so it turns off by itself, so it completed the 30 minutes. Just went to walk my Husky, and here it is. It's a little golden, but still needs more time, right? So we're gonna let it cool a bit. So I just leave it kind of slightly open so some air can go in there, and it cools more faster. The next step will be to do it another 30 minutes, but on a higher heat. Okay, so I'll be back. And somebody's really tired and hot. I know. If you didn't have all that fluff, you wouldn't feel that extremely hot. If you had a zipper, it would take it off. You poor thing. You poor child. Here's my little guy still waiting on his food in the kitchen. As always, this is what he does. He's waiting and waiting for me to give him something from the kitchen. When I cut meat, oh my God, he's so annoying. Very annoying. My husband cooks like once a week. He cooks on his day off. When he feels like it, of course. When he's cutting meat, ever since he started sharing the raw meat, since then, he's been annoying, waiting for me to give him a piece of raw meat. Ugh, I cannot cut meat in piece anymore. Okay, so it's cooled down. So I'm going to close this properly. And then I'm going to put it, let's see, for 35 minutes and put it for 450, and there we go. And I'll be back once it's done. It's very easy this way. I prefer to do it this way than frying it in one of those wok style things. I'd rather do it this way. It's more easier. Of course, I have to clean all this, but this comes out so I can wash it. Just this, I have to wipe it with carefully with a sponge and soap, and it's easy. And then after that, I wipe it off and it's clean again. I've used it before. I've used it quite a few times. I used my air fryer mostly that I have downstairs. So I'll be back once it's done. Well, somebody is begging me. The chicharron is ready and he's licking himself. We're going to give him a small piece, which is cold. Where are you going? Leave the squirrels. Miko. Oh my gosh. You have to come back. There we go. So let's see the approval from this guy. Wait, you didn't finish. Look, there's a couple crumbs there. Okay. Where are you going? I want to hear the crunch. Eat it. Is it because you're on video, you're so gentle today, you're not crunching like usually? There's a little one here. So it's ready. And we have our Husky approval. He loves it. Of course he loves anything to do with protein, any meats he loves. Anyways, my friends, that is a short video. And Miko approved. Look at him licking himself. Anyways, my friends, I hope you like this type of video. I'm sharing a little bit of my recipes and, of course, my beautiful Husky. He loves it, of course, because it's still hot. It's crunchy. So this is my chicharron, and as you see, it's really crispy. It's really crispy. I guess because it's thin, you can't really hear all the big crunch. But when it's thicker, you hear more crunch. But since it's thinner cut, because this was supposed to be for just barbecue, but I decided to do it this way. And I hope you like these kind of videos as well. I'm sharing both of my little Husky, because he's still my baby. So seeing how he approves my cooking. So far, so good. He approves this one. Anyways, my friends, if you're new, subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Share my videos, and hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye.